What's up, guys? It's Hudson here from Hudson Tech, bringing you guys a brand new video and something way different than anything I've ever put on my channel before. This is a different game, and I hope you guys will stick around and just at least watch this video to give it a chance, because I wish I had a little bit earlier. This is not really a new game. It's sort of recently got out of its beta phase, and now it's actually the game. It's definitely not new, and I hope you guys give it a chance like I did, and I'm very glad that I did. So, anyways, this game is called HearthStone, as you can tell by the title. It's made by Blizzard, who also has made games like Diablo 3 and World of Warcraft and stuff like this. Games that I've never really gotten into. So that's why I was so hesitant to play this game. I'm not saying anything bad about those games. I just wasn't an MMO or RTS game player, if those are correct. I think those are correct. Anyways, this game is very, very different. And so I'm going to explain kind of myself real quick, and then we'll jump into it. I've got a cool overlay and everything, and yeah, we'll get into that in a second. But so this game is it's a card game. So like many other card games, you collect cards, you build decks, and you play against other players. It's 1v1. There's no like teams or anything like that. So it's very, very cool, and really familiar territory. And each card kind of explains itself and whatever. There are heroes, and what the heroes are is you choose to be a hero. There's 9 different ones, and then you base your deck off that hero. There are certain decks, or there's certain cards that only go with certain heroes. And then there is a group called, I forget what it's called, because I'm fairly new to this game, only like a week into it. But there's a deck for every hero. So there's like certain cards you can mix in, and also cards that are specific. So that's really cool. It makes this game a lot of fun. There are cards that are very rare that you have to collect. There's rare, epic, legendary. Yeah, that's how it goes. It goes common, rare, epic, and legendary cards. And I'll get into that in a second when we go over cards and stuff like that. But anyways, this game is a lot of fun. So let me jump into the setup, and I'll show you guys the basics of the game, how it works and everything, and then towards the end of the video I'll actually do a playthrough, a quick brief overview of the game with my brother. We'll do a match, and it'll be a lot of fun. So stick through this entire video. I really encourage you to, because I think you guys will like this game. It's free to play. You don't have to spend money if you don't want to. Of course, there are options to buy expert packs. We'll get into that in a second. But you don't have to spend any money, and you can do just as good as anybody else if you don't. So let's jump right into it, and I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, so here we are in Hearthstone. This is what it looks like. This is sort of the main menu. I guess that's pretty much what it is. And we'll kind of go over what everything in this main menu does, what it means. That way you guys can get a quick feel for the game. Basically, we'll start down here. This is just your friends. So this is connected with Battle.net, which is Blizzard's sort of origin or Steam. So you can only get this game through that, Battle.net, and you'll download it. Like I said, it's free to play. And you can see that my brother, Carson42, is doing a battle right now. We'll play with him in a little bit. I don't know how long this video will be, maybe 20-30 minutes, because there's lots to go through. But I'll try and be relatively quick. So this is that. Anyways, you can add friends, remove friends. You can click on them and chat with them. You can battle them if they're online. Right now he's in a match, so I can't battle him. This would be highlighted if I could. But anyways, yeah, there's my name. If you guys want to add me, feel free to do that. I'd be more than happy to play with you. So go ahead and add me, and that'll be fine. Just let me know in the comments down below, because I don't accept random people. But the next thing is the shop here. So like I said, you don't have to spend money, but you definitely can. Coins are this game's currency. So you can't buy coins, you can only earn coins, but you can buy packs. And so an expert pack, as you can see, it says here, an expert pack comes with 5 expert cards, and at least one will be rare or better. So you could have a pack with 2 rares, you could have a pack with 3, 1 epic and 1 legendary. You could have a pack with just only 1. It's very, very cool. You can have a pack with gold cards, which gold are one tier above the basic, and yeah, but you can also buy them for real money if you so desire. And they can get pretty expensive, but again, you don't have to. So you can save up money like I have here and buy an expert pack if you so wish. So that's that. The next thing is quests. So right here you can see what the levels of all my guys are. So I haven't touched the warrior, warlock, or hunter yet, but I have touched everything else. My favorite is obviously the mage. I also really do like the paladin and the priest. Those are my favorites right now. This is my rank for this this season or month or whatever. This is how many wins I've had. How many losses is probably exponentially more, but I've only played this game a little bit. And the best arena key, I didn't really get to play the arena in a way that I understood it, so I'll go over that with you guys so you guys know how the arena works. But it's very, very cool, and I'm definitely going to do a video on the arena, so that'll be cool. Down here you can see the quests, so you can have up to 3. You get a new one each day. This one I got today, which says a shaman or warlock victory, so you have to be either one of the characters, which I do have a shaman. I don't have a warlock guy yet, but we can definitely do that. And you get 40 coins if you win 2 games with the shaman or warlock. So that's cool. That definitely helps because then you can do things like buy packs. You can go into the arena with coins and that kind of thing. So you definitely want to do the quests when you have them available to you. That's definitely useful. This next thing is very simple. This is the open packs area, so if you were to buy them or if you were to get them in the arena, you'll have the packs here. You kind of just click and drag and it does a really cool animation, opens it, and then you can see the cards there. I might buy a pack just to show you guys what it's like. I'll kind of decide in a minute. So there's that. The next thing is my collection, and so this is what we're gonna spend a little bit of time here. This opens a very cool book. There are tons of things on the screen. So let's get into it, explaining the cards first, because I guess that way you guys will understand how the game works. So really quickly though, I'd like to show you guys these. So like I said, each hero has their own specific set of cards that only they can use. So for example, the one we're selected on right now is the druid, and only the druid can use these cards. So there's not that many of them. There's just a few here, and I don't have all of them unlocked, which you can't see the ones you haven't unlocked unless you go into crafting mode. Again, that's something we'll get into in a minute. But these are the cards I have for the druid, which is pretty good, I'd say. I have a couple of commons here. I have a gold card, which again is really good. So here you can see the difference between a regular card and a gold card, but they are common. You can tell by the white crystal here. This is a rare. You can tell by the blue. If that was purple, it would be epic, and if it was orange, that'd be legendary. Cards, so I guess this is a good place to explain the way the cards work. So right here is the mana cost of a card. So in the game, and again, I'll be able to show you guys this or explain to you guys in more depth when I show it to you versing my brother. But each turn, because when you play against somebody, you start off with 1 mana, and as you end your turn, you grow your mana up to 10. So each turn you get more, up to 10 mana, and you don't always want to use all your mana, but at the end of your turn, the mana that you had doesn't matter, because your next turn your mana will fill all the way up to where you're at. So for example, because I know it's a little bit hard to explain without showing you. So for example, we'll just use this. So we start off with 1 mana, okay, this turn, and we end our turn. We didn't use our mana because we didn't have any card that took 1. So we end our turn, and then they go and they end their turn, and it comes back to us. Now we will have 2 mana, and both crystals will automatically be filled. At the beginning of your turn, all the crystals that you have, the mana crystals you have, will fill up. So that's how that works. Some things can cost no mana crystals. There are certain cards that allow you to cost more or less mana crystals. You can do certain things to your opponent. You can do things to yourself to help you. Like this one here, gain an empty mana crystal, which means you'll grow a little bit faster than your opponent, which can be very, very useful. That's really cool. My brother's just asking when I'm ready to play, which I'll let him know in just a bit here. So anyway, so these are the druid cards. That's kind of how I can explain them. That's how the mana works. And then down here is the attack points. So this is how many, this is how much attack this specific card has. And again, these could be altered depending on other cards that you have. There are certain spells, there are certain other cards you can play, like this one here, that will give you +4 attack and +4 health, and something else that we'll get into in a second. Anyway, so this has +4 health as well. Say I played this card, and my opponent also played this card. If he were to attack me, say he attacked me with this exact same card and they both had 4/4, that means both of our cards would be eliminated because I do 4 attack to him, he only has 4 health, he does 4 attack to me, and I only have 4 health. It doesn't matter who attacks who, unless there's certain parameters like a divine shield and stuff like that. But for the most part, anytime you attack somebody, they do a certain amount of damage to you. That will be explained here. Some cards don't have any damage, and some cards can't attack. Again, you guys will see that later down the line. There's a whole lot to go over. I can't really cover everything, especially when we're almost 10 minutes already into the video. So now we can go into the hunter. So this is the hunter. You can tell that by that it's green, that these are hunter specific cards. Again, I don't have all of them unlocked because I haven't played with the hunter yet. This is the mage, which is one of my favorites. I do have quite a few more cards unlocked for the mage, a couple of gold ones, and you can see that. So there's my brother. He said hello, so I'll let him know we will play in a second. So I'll just let him know that and say I'm recording so that he knows. Okay, and so that's kind of how the chat system works. It's pretty cool. And so anyway, so you can tell that the golden cards have a little bit of an animation, which makes them sort of cool, and they're worth a bit more dust. We'll get to that also in a minute. So anyways, some very cool cards. You can tell that certain cards that don't have an attack and a health, those are spell cards. And some of them will be summon cards, so that's kind of how those work. This is the paladin. I do have a bit of paladin cards. Again, these types of cards that have this sort of look to them, these are weapon cards that you can equip with your hero. Again, very cool and interesting stuff. This game is very in-depth. These are priest cards. You can see by the number there that I have a card that I haven't looked at yet, which is the Holy Nova. I just unlocked that in a pack yesterday. I got 2 of them, which is cool. And then over here we have the Rogue. Again, more weapons, certain spells and things. Here's the Shaman. Again, more weapons. These cards are pretty cool looking. Some cool ones there. The Warlock, which I haven't gotten to use yet. My brother definitely likes the Warlock. This is a very, very cool card. That's worth quite a bit, actually. It's a rare. It's a gold. And it seems really good, so that's really cool. Didn't even see that. This again, this is the warrior, and then here, this is what the deck I was thinking of. This is the neutral cards, which any warrior or hero, doesn't matter who you are, can have access to these cards. So I have a ton of neutral cards, quite a bit actually. So that's pretty cool. This is my most rare one. This is the Deathwing. It's a type of dragon card. It's a legendary. Very, very cool. Oh yeah, I wanted to right click on it. So now let's get into disenchanting and crafting cards. This is something that I'm very new to. I haven't used very much, so we'll briefly cover this. I can do a video specific on it if you guys want. But if I were to disenchant this card, that means it's gone. The only way I could get it back is if I were to get it in an expert pack, or if I were to unlock it in the arena mode. But yeah, so if I were to disenchant it, it gives me 400 dust, which I can use to craft other cards. So as you can see, I could disenchant it, and then also if I wanted to craft this card, it costs 1600. So that's how that works. The crafting mode's pretty cool. It kind of shows you what you can do, and it shows you all the cards you don't have that you could craft. So this one would cost 400 to craft. It's an epic, that sort of thing. So just a brief cover of the crafting mode. I really not going to go into too much depth. These are my decks here. They are named all the same thing because I don't know, I just did it that way. You don't have to name them all the same thing, but I just sort of did. Probably not the best idea, but anyways, that's what I did. So these are the decks that I have, and you can see all the cards that it has here, and if it has 2, it says that there, and the star there. For each deck, you can have only up to 30 cards. You can only have 2 of the same card, and yeah, that's pretty much how it works. It's very, very cool. That way, everyone only has 30 cards, and it just makes it very interesting that way, that you can only have so many cards. You could have, you could have 2 of this card, and you could have 2 of this card if you were to have 2 Deathwings, which I highly doubt that you would, because that's a very hard card to get. But anyway, so there's all types of cards, and we can go into certain types. I guess the most important ones that you guys should know, let's go here. We'll go through the neutral ones. There are certain types of things that cards can do. Some cards will have nothing. They just have an attack and an amount of health. But most cards will have something specific that they do very well. This card here has what's called a taunt. And what a taunt does, as you can see in the tooltip highlighted over here, is enemies must attack this minion. So say I played this Murloc Raider guy, and I also played this taunt. You couldn't kill the Murloc Raider with one of your minions, which these are what they're called. They're called minions when you play them on the board. You couldn't attack him unless you killed this one first. So taunts are very useful, very strategic in the way that you play them. The only way you could kill the Raider is if you had some sort of spell or something like that that could bypass the taunt. But minions would have to kill the taunt first. So that's cool. Charge is something a little bit different. So every time you play a card, if it doesn't say charge, you have to wait until the next turn, your next turn, to be able to attack with it. If it has charge, as soon as you play it, you can attack with it. Very, very useful. So that one has that as well. Wind Fury allows you to attack twice per turn, which is also, again, very useful. If you were to buff this card, it could be extremely potent and lethal, which is cool. There's stealth cards, and stealth can't be attacked or targeted until it attacks first or deals damage. So this card, if I were to play it, you couldn't kill it even if there wasn't a taunt until I attacked with it first, unless you had, again, some sort of spells can get around certain things, which is cool. This card has what's called a battle cry, and this was something a lot more common. Which means it does something specific after the battle cry that, makes it its own sort of card. So this restores 2 health. You can restore 2 health to your hero. You could restore 2 health to another minion on the field, either an enemy minion or your own. Doesn't matter, any way you want to do it. At the end of your turn, and then some of them just say things. So at the end of your turn, give another random friendly minion +1 health. That could be useful. This is what's called an enrage, so this is also very cool. So I play this card, you attack it with 1 damage. So now it has 2 health, but it adds 3 attack, and it doesn't have any cap on it, so I could add, say, 5 more health to this, and you could keep hitting it with 1, 1, 1, and this attack would just go way up there. So that's very, very cool. There's also certain things that give adjacent minions +1 attack. There are, again, taunt cards, battle cry. Some things like this, spell damage +1, return a friendly minion from the battlefield, all that kind of stuff. That's kind of the basics of it anyways, and all of these cards are different from each other, which makes this game a lot of fun and definitely makes you want to collect more cards. So that's pretty cool. We are currently 15 minutes into this portion of the video. So yeah, so I sort of explained all that. I guess we can come out of here. We can go into, I can show you guys the play, the practice, and the arena real quick. When you start your Hearthstone game, you'll start with the mage. And the way that you unlock other characters is by beating them. So you can beat them in the practice mode. So if I were to choose my mage here, I could beat any one of these other guys, these other heroes, and then so I could play expert or normal. If I were to beat them, then I unlock them. So that's how that works. You can either beat them in practice to unlock them, or you can beat them in play to unlock them. I'm not sure about the arena. In the play mode, this is something that you'll use most commonly. You have your custom decks here, or when you just start off, you'll have your basic decks that are created for you. You'll just start off with the mage here, and again, you can, as you beat these guys, you unlock them, and you can figure out what works best for you. You can see here that you can only have up to 9 decks. You could have 9 of one, or you could have 1 of each, doesn't matter. And you can see that I've only unlocked 18 out of the 20 basic cards for the shaman here. I've unlocked all the basic cards for these guys, and not these guys, 16, 14, and 16. You can play in the casual mode, which is just going to find a game for you. You can rank up in this mode, but there's no stakes at the line, or there's nothing on the line that you could possibly lose. Who else is on? My friend Jordan's on. That's cool. And ranked mode is very cool. So you start off at 25 and you gain stars up until the stars fill up, and then you go up a level all the way up to legendary, which is past rank 1. Very, very cool. This just shows you what level you are and what your attack is. I guess that's something else to explain. Each hero has their own attack that you can use once per turn. It only costs 2 mana for each one. This one does restore 2 health. This one does deal 1 damage. This one summons a random totem, which you guys will see if you play the game. This one summons 1/1 Silver Hand Recruit, which is cool. All of them do different things. That's why each minion or each hero has specific abilities and is better against certain guys. Just like if you were to play Pokemon, or just like if you were to play any other game, certain characters are better against other characters. Like fire is good against leaf, but not water, and that sort of thing. So that's very cool, and you can play here. You can see I've only won 5 out of the 500 to get to legendary, which is pretty crazy. Again, I showed you these two, and then the arena is something very, very cool. So the way the arena works is you have to spend either $2 to get into it or 150 coins. So I have enough coins. I wanted to do a series on the arena for you guys, but I'm going to see how you guys take this video, and then depending on if you guys like it or not, we could do a series. So I can't believe this video is already 20 minutes long, so it's probably going to be more like 30-35 minutes by the time we're done, which is pretty crazy, but I'd like to go a bit in depth so you guys get how the game works. Anyways, when you go into the arena, it's gonna show you 3 cards. You pick one from one of those 3, and then you start building a deck up until you pick 30 cards, and then it will. Oh dang! I wish I could show you guys kind of how it works, but I have to be able to pay to show you guys. But anyways, you forge a deck of random cards and then see how long you can last in the arena. The longer you last, the better your prize will be. You can win golden cards, you can win money, this kind of money. You can win expert packs, you can win all kinds of stuff like dust and everything like that to craft cards. And you can only die up to 3 times, but you can win as many as you want, I believe. I haven't won any. I lost all 3, and I still got 1 expert pack. So that's kind of cool. You can save up your money and pretty much gamble to see how well you will do based on the cards that you receive. So that's Hearthstone, pretty much. And now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get my brother in here, and we're gonna play a game. I'll kind of explain to you guys what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I'm not going to use a basic deck. I want to show you guys what you can get as you play a little bit more. I probably have around 200 hours into it so far. It's a very, very fun game, very addictive, and again, it's free, so it's very fun to play. So yeah, I'll get into a game with my brother, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright guys, so as you can see now his name lit up, so I can challenge him, and I'm waiting for him to respond. If he accepts, we can play against each other. I get to choose my deck, which I think, what do I want to play with? I think I'll play with a mage just to show you guys, because you're going to start off with it anyways, how much you can evolve, I guess. And he said he's being the paladin. I told him to choose a weak deck just so that I could show you guys how to play, and I told him I was going to use a weak deck, which this is my best one, so Anyway, so the way that you have a starting hand, we flipped a coin as you saw, and he's gonna play first, which means I start off with 4 cards. Yeah. Hold on one sec. You start off with 4 cards if you're not the first one to play, and also you get the coin, which we'll see in a second. You can choose to reject cards if you don't want to start off with them and put them back in your deck, and you draw other cards. This is a great starting hand, so this is really good. I want to show them. Okay, so this is really good because I have cards that have 1, which I can use to start off. I think what I'm gonna do is start off with the 2 summons 2 minions with taunt, which is good for me. Even though these guys don't have any attack, they have 2 health, which is gonna be hard for him in the beginning of the round for him to break, which is pretty cool. And then also I have my deal 1 damage guy here, so yeah, so this is gonna be really cool. I'm definitely banking on me beating him because... Oh, and that's how you end your turn there. I'm banking on me beating him because I have a much better deck. He just created that one, like you saw. He was like, I'm going to get smacked. So, it's pretty cool. You can have different layout each game that you play. He did a good job by playing that guy there. He's not happy about this. So right now I could deal 3 damage to a character and freeze it. And what's cool about this kind of a spell is I could totally bypass him and freeze his guy here. What it means when you freeze a character is he can't use it for that next turn. So I think I'm gonna play this, even though it sort of doesn't get to use its ability, which its ability is to destroy an opponent's weapon, which he doesn't have one right now, but it's still a pretty good card for beginning of the game. It costs 2 mana, it does 3 attack, it has 2 health. He played a pretty good card there. I was pretty surprised by. So I'm gonna see about getting out. I'm gonna kill this, and then I'm also gonna kill this one here, and end my turn.
Well played.
And then you can have sort of emotes here. You right click on your guy and you can sort of say some things, which is kind of funny. Him and I like to sort of mess around with that, which is fun. He played a really good card there. It only has 2 attack but has lots of health, which is cool. I have a spell here which does 6 damage, so I can take him down and then kill him. Well, actually, I couldn't kill him because that would take too much mana. You can see this costs 4 and that costs 2, so I wouldn't have enough even with my coin. But I think what I'll do, I could get pretty lucky. Oh, I think I'm just gonna put this guy out for now. And then I think I'm gonna save that. So I'll end my turn there. That's all I could do. This card's pretty cool. So it does freeze any character that I damage. So if he attacked me, even though he couldn't because I have a taunt, if he did, then he would be frozen, which is pretty cool. And it does 3 damage. So that's pretty good. He used his summon 1/1 there. He took out my taunt. So now I'm pretty vulnerable. What I'm going to want to do here is I'm going to do this. I'm gonna do what's called board clear. So I'm gonna kill that one, and then I'm going to do this, which should kill all of his guys. Ah, it didn't. Anyways, I got everyone except for 1, so that was pretty good.
Thank you.
And I still have a guy with 3/3. He only has 1/1. So I'm in pretty good shape right now. He only has 28 health. Again, that's something I guess I forgot to say is each hero has 30 health. And the way that you win the game, which I didn't explain, is you kill the enemy hero. So, sorry I didn't say that, but I guess you might have been able to figure that out. So right here, I guess what we'll do is this. I want to kill him. I'm not going to waste that yet. He said that was a mistake. I guess we'll find out in just a second here. And some of the characters say some pretty funny stuff. And if you're ever playing someone who's being annoying and spamming the emotes, you can do what's called squelch, which means you don't hear anything they say. He played a pretty good card there. That does 3 damage and draws him a card. You saw the enrage sort of work there. Over here is sort of a history, so if you want to see how you died, you can see there. He's got a pretty good weapon there. It's not the greatest, but it's definitely good. So perfect. So I got a great card that I can destroy his weapon here. See how it has the amount of uses there left. So when you play it, it has 4, but now it has 3 because he used it once. Now it doesn't have any uses, so it's gone. And then also I'm gonna play this. Also play this, which gives a friendly minion 1/1, and then also it does its own attack. So that was pretty good. I'm definitely happy with the way that turn played out. But again, he's using a really weak deck. I'm using a pretty powerful one. And so we haven't even seen that many of the good cards yet. That's a pretty good card that he played. And he also summoned a 1/1, which can be pretty useful. So now that I have 2 of these guys out, I guess it makes sense that well, I don't know if I want to use it yet. I don't want to kill my guys, so I guess that's what I'm going to do. And then, I don't have enough, but I need to get rid of it, so I'm going to do this. And then I can do damage to him that way.
Thank you.
And so I ran out of all my mana, but next turn I'll have 9, and it'll go all the way up to full, like I explained earlier. Some cards will allow you to have a certain amount of attack for just that turn, but this specific card gives a friendly minion 1/1, so even if it were to die off, I'll still have 1/1 added on to the original, which is cool. This is a very, very good card. So this is Taunt plus Divine Shield. What Divine Shield does is for the first turn that it attacks or gets attacked, it doesn't take any damage, which is really, really cool. So how do I want to play this? I think the way that I'm going to do it, I could do this again. I don't think I want to yet. I think I'm going to save that. So what I'll do is this.
Truth is my shield.
And then also I'm going to do this again with this, which gives him 1/1, which is pretty good. And then I think I'm going to kill this guy, which also kills my guy. And then I'm just going to try and keep this one, so I'm not going to attack with it. Even though I had an attack, I'm not going to attack with it. I want to see what he does this turn, and hopefully... so he played a pretty good card. What that card does is it restores 2 health to all friendly characters. This one gains 1/1 for each friendly minion on the battlefield, which is pretty good. Could do that. I think at this point, because he has some minions that have some pretty high damage, I'll use this one again. I now have no more of those in my deck, but I think it was worth it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to
push forward.
Oh wait, I've got to kill that one first, so I'll do this. And then I'll kill this guy, and then I can attack here. The Divine Shield's gonna stay there because he didn't have any damage to do to me, even though I attacked him, and even it says Divine Shield goes away once it takes damage. So that's a really good card. That's 7 cost. So definitely good for him to use something like that. Another taunt, not the greatest, but I guess I'll use that. I don't want to waste this one. How do I want to play this? So I think I'm just gonna kill off that one and attack his hero. He can't kill my heroes, excuse me, so we'll just have to see how he plays with that. There are some things he could do to end the game. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a really long video, but hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Again, I wanted to show you guys HearthStone because I'm really into it.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
And so he played a pretty good card there that gave him +2 attack this turn. So after this turn is over, it won't have any more. Wow. So he again gave it +3 attack.
Reporting for duty.
Well played.
Wow. He doesn't have lethal yet, but he's doing pretty good, so. Huh. He's in danger, though. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to freeze all his guys. And what do I want to do?
Well played.
Justice shall prevail.
I guess I'll just kill that. I'll kill this. and do this damage. And then hopefully next turn I'll have lethal. What lethal means is you have enough cards to kill him, to end the game, which is something obviously you want to strive for.
They'll never know what hit.
That's a pretty cool card. Even though I have a taunt, it still does damage to the enemy hero. That's a pretty good one. And for 5 cost, that's pretty good. This is cool. So I'm going to use this, which is going to freeze all the minions next to him and does 1 damage to each. I'm going to kill his minion there, so that's a good thing. I wasn't able to end the game,
Justice shall prevail.
but I was able to take his best minion he has on the board out and also freeze this one so that it can't attack me next turn, which next turn he's going to die. I definitely have lethal right now. He has no more cards. So it's pretty much over for him.
Well played.
So, and just for giggles, I'm going to turn you into a sheep, and then I'm going to end the game. So, he's dead there. Good game. And you can see, even though I played against my brother, it still gave me XP, which is pretty cool. And that's the end of that game. So I'm going to back out of it, the challenge there. And, so anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this HearthStone video. Hopefully you found it informative. Hopefully I helped out in some way. And also hopefully it helped you figure out if you want to play this game or not. Hopefully you do. And again, like I said, if you guys want to add me, go ahead. Feel free to. This is my name. It's Rocket Man, no spaces. And I'll be glad to play against you guys. So that'll be pretty fun. If you have any questions about the game, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. If you guys really like this kind of stuff, I will most definitely play Hearthstone on my channel. Maybe even stream it a bit. I would love to start streaming. That would be a lot of fun. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Again, thank you so much for watching. And peace out.